Pernas. So, dito po yung aking House Bill number 13. Binigit ko na yung title niyan. And of course, the very important part of it is that it quotes Article 11, Section 12 of our Constitution, which says, the state shall equally protect the life of the mother and the life of the unborn child from conception. And conception, as already stated in the various medical and legal references I cited, is the moment of fertilization. At nakalagay dyan kung ano ibig sabihin mga abortive patient, the unborn, conception, fertilization, implantation, fetal development, abortion, abortive acts, abortive patient. Ito po, napaka-importante nito that some people will say, hindi yan nakaka-abort. But it is an abortive patient, and what is an abortive patient is any device, medicine, substance, practice, which may damage, injure, interfere, or recklessly endanger, or cause expulsion of death of the unborn child. Dito, marami po sa mga medyo nakikinig sa labi ng contraceptives, dito sila nakikipaglaban. Because if House Bill number 13, the definition of life, conception, will be adopted. And the definition of abortive patient will be adopted. Medyo mahirapan na magbenta. Yung mga nagbibenta ng contraceptives, hihina yung kita nila. At liliit yung commission ng mga tao na nagpupuno ng mga contraceptives. Reproductive health, pag-usapan natin yung reproductive health, RH. And I think now, ito importante po. I've always been saying that the issue of RH is not an issue between the church and the pro-RH people. It is an issue between the mainstream of Filipinos, consisting, among others, of doctors, lawyers, businessmen, demographers, economists, ordinary citizens, congressmen, and of course, church leaders. Sama-sama yan. Let us not make that a debate between the church and the pro-RH people, because it is not. Because there are so many other germane issues, germane elements that are important in the debate, and it is incumbent upon all of us to familiarize ourselves with these issues. Siyempre kasi, pag makikipag-debate tayo, may kausap tayo, anak natin, kaibigan natin, kasama natin sa pamilya, sa coffee shop, mga kamag-anak, mga kaibigan, it's better to tackle the whole issue. Kasi if we limit it, for example, to Catholic doctrine, meron hindi Catholic, but we want to win them over. Meron ibang Catholic naman na hindi siguro 100% ang kanilang paniniwala, but we can win them over because of economic issues, demographic issues, and medical issues. And I'd like to tackle them and help us be more familiar with what I consider very important issues surrounding the issue of RH. Ito, during the debate on RH in the previous Congress, when I was debating with the author of the RH bill, I started with this motto. Sabi ko, itong picture na ito, kinuha ito nung katatapos lamang ng isang sunog doon sa isang depressed area sa amin, lugar ng mga mahihirap. Kasi parang sinasabi ng mga RH people na pag masyado maraming bata, nakakabigat sa ating lipunan, nakakabigat sa ating ekonomiya. And dapat daw mabawasan yung mga bata. Kaya may problema tayo ng populasyon ngayon. Dapat yung maraming mga bata hindi pinanganak. That is the theme of the pro-RH people. So I showed this picture, sabi ko, Your Honor, alam ko na naniniwala ka na dapat maraming bata hindi pinanganak. Pwede ba ituro mo sa akin kung sino sa mga bata ito ang hindi dapat pinanganak? Yung mga kaputi, yung kasi masaya sila eh. Sinasabi mo kasi na pag masyado marami, hindi masaya ang Pilipinas, but they look very happy. Even though there was a fire that hit the community just a few hours ago. And then I showed another picture na sabi nila, yung mga mahihirap, pag mahirap na sila, pagdating araw, mahirap pa rin sila. So padami ng padami, mga mahirap sa mundong ito. So I showed this picture. This is a class picture in a poor community in Quezon City, in Project 3 Quezon City, in 1954 to 1955. Ito yung low-cost housing project ng panahon na yan. Nakikita nyo naman sa itsura na lang ng school building nila na talagang medyo poor itong lugar nito. Ito yung mga bata. This is a formal class picture, pero may iba dyan, nakasinelas, nakapakya, iba nakapakapa dyan. But now, if you look at where they are, these children, na pag sinabi ng mga RH, yung mga mahirap na, pagkakaraw, mahirap pa rin sila. Kahit padami mga mahirap. That was one of the testimonies of one of the pro-RH people during the first hearing of RH. Pero sabi ko sa kanila, ito, maraming mga bata na ito na dati mahirap, ngayon, doktor, professional, CPA, some of them went abroad already, and are now gainfully employed and are now assets to the Philippine economy. So sabi ko parang hindi tama yung sinabi niyo na pag mahirap ka, magiging mahirap ka pa rin hanggang sa pagdating ng panahon. But look at them. They were able to liberate themselves from a poor situation. In fact, one of the boys from this poor low-cost community is now the congressman of the 2nd District of Paranaque. Ito medyo allergic yung mga RH dito sa itong classic picture. So, maraming mga babies, they want to reduce the number of babies in the Philippines. Tingin nila liability. But then when I posed the question to them, sabi ko, ano ba ang tingin mo sa mga baby? Asset o liability? Hindi sila makasagot because they know that it's a tough question. But in general, without referring to anyone in particular, they would always say that overpopulation, maraming pinanganak, liability para sa atin. Pero minsan, pag napilitan sa pagod, sabi nila, it depends daw. It depends on what that baby will be. How can we tell? Sa pupunta yung bata na yan. But ang sabi ko, but then if we pour all our support, all our care, and government support as far as education, training, values formation are concerned, we can be sure that the higher percentage of these babies are going to turn out to be assets of our society, of our economy. Depende yan sa pag-alaga natin at the family level and at the national level. So yun ang sagot dyan. In fact, sabi ko, meron isang anak mayaman, anak pa ng Chief Justice dati. Ayun, bumaril ng teenager na babae sa Forbes Park.